Welcome everybody. I'm going to be looking at short division today, and for those that are unaware, short division is really just a quick way of being able to do short division manually without having to use technology. Now for those that are unaware, division is the opposite of multiplication, where multiplication is multiplying two numbers together. So it's really, as an example, 4 times 6 is 24. It's actually 6 lots of 4 added together, or 4 lots of 6 added together. Division is the other way around, where you're actually trying to see how many times does one piece fit into another. So normally that would entail a smaller number, seeing how many times it fits into a bigger number. So for example, a very easy one would be how many times does the number 5 fit into the number 10? And we know from our 5 times tables or from skip counting that the answer is 2. 1 5 is 5 and 2 5s equal 10. So that is a very simple example. But now if we try one a little bit more complex so we get an idea of what we're actually doing when we do short division. So let's see how many times, well I'll actually write out the full sum. So let's go 5,622, and we're trying to see how many times 2 fits into that. Now, if you know a little bit of maths, you know that as soon as a number is even, which means it ends with an even number, that means that it will be divisible by 2, divisible by 2. So when we know we're going to get a round number here. But now let's actually do the short division. So you have the number that you're trying to divide things by on the outside of this symbol, and then you write your other number here. And then you've got to work from left to right. So first up, 2 into 5. 2 fits into 5 2 times with 1 remainder. So because it fits in 2 times, we'll put the 2 at the top, and then we put a 1 above the next number. 2 into 16. 2 goes into 16 exactly 8 times. So we put an 8 on top. No remainders, so we don't have to put anything above the 2. 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 2 one time. And that's how you do short division. Now there are times where it does get slightly more complicated, but not that much more so. So for example, let's say how many times, let's go 122 divided by 2. So again, we have the 2 on the outside, and we've got the larger number inside the bracket. Now we go 2 into 1. Now 2 does not fit into 1. So what is custom practice is to put a multiplication symbol at the top. So 1, it shows you that you've already addressed this column, but also it makes a multiplication that this number over here, when multiplied by the number that you end up getting at the top, your answer, will end up equaling 122. Because really, that's what the triangle is when it comes to multiplication and division. So a pretty basic one is if we go 3, 4, and 12. Now 3 times 4 will equal 12, just like 4 times 3 will equal 12. But also, it must be mentioned that when you go 12 divided by 4, going in this direction, you end up getting 3. And same if you went the other way around. 12 divided by 3 will equal 4. They're all related like that. It is exactly the same thing that one could show with addition. 3 plus 6 will equal 9. 9 take 6 will equal 3. 9 take 3 will equal 6. It's just a relationship between numbers. So this is why we have a multiplication symbol over here. So now we can get rid of this and now just continue on with the question as per norm. Because 2 doesn't fit into 1, it means that we actually combine the 1 with the number next to it. So it really now is 2 into 12. How many times does 2 fit into 12? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It fits in 6 times with no remainder. So there's the 6, and again we get 2 go into 2 one time. So what we've got in totality is 2 times 61 equals 122, or 122 divided by 2 equals 61. Instead of having that triangle before, it can actually just be written out. So 122 divided by 2 equals 61. 122 divided by 61 equals 2. That's 2 of the examples. And then the multiplication ones. 2 times 61 equals 122, which is going to be the same any way you write it. Because just like addition, it doesn't matter the order that it's in. The order is important when it comes to division and subtraction, but not for addition and multiplication. They're going to equal the same thing. Whether you buy 6 $5 socks or 5 $6 socks, it costs the same. 5 times 6, 30. So now let's try with more examples to try to just get used to exactly what is happening here. Because I myself have done this many, many times, but you know, maybe you have not done it quite so many times. So let's try, let's say 3, how many times does 3 go into 6, 5, 4, 1? 3 into 6, twice. 3 into 5, 1, remainder 2. 3 into 24, exactly 8. 3 into 1, aha, now it doesn't fit. So we could put a 0, or we could do something else. To try to get the exact number, you literally just put a decimal place there, and you put a number of zeros afterwards. And then that decimal place is also at the top here. And then you just do the question as per norm. 3 into 1, it doesn't fit, so we've got to combine the two. 3 into 10 will be 3 with 1 remainder. 3 into 10, 3 with 1 remainder. 3 into 10, 3 with 1 remainder. And it will continue like so. So that gives you a more complete answer. Now, no, that might have looked a little bit complicated. So I'll show you another way of what they do in the schools. When it comes to something like, let's say, how many times 3 goes into 25? 3 goes into 2, 0 times, so we put the cross at the top. 3 goes into 25, 8 times. Now 3 times 8 is 24. But we've got 25 here, which means we are 1 away from that. So what they would do is put an R, 1. And that means that there's 1 remainder. So we've got 8 lots of 3. And that's 24. But the number we're looking for is 25. So hence here are our 24, and here is our 1 remainder. There are our 8 lots of 3, and our 1 remainder. Depending on which part of schooling you're in, whether you're just getting used to short division or whether you're getting into the more advanced methodologies, will depend on which method that you're actually going to be employing. Again, a little bit extra practice, maybe with a little bit of a word question of sorts. I was playing a Mario game before, and I reckon I would have died, let's say, 100 times. 100 times in 4 levels. So what I'd like to find out is how many times did I die per level? So in reality, this is 100 divided by 4, which means the 4 goes on the outside, this goes here, 4 into 100. 4 into 1 doesn't go in, so we'll put across. 4 into 10, that is 2, remainder 2. 4 into 20 is 5.